I'm going to tell you where I buy my Honda parts, where I research my Honda parts. We'll do some hypothetical situations. I need a new seat for my 250R. You're not going to find those parts new. I need new fenders for my 85 Big Red. You're not going to find them new. Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today I'm going to take a minute to answer a question in a very general sense that I get asked a lot. And the question is, where do I get parts? And when I get asked that question, and it's usually asked, in the comments on my videos sometimes, or in messages on Facebook or Instagram, I usually follow up that question, which is pretty vague. I usually answer, it depends. And it does. Some parts are hard to get. Some parts are still available. Some parts, are unavailable, but you'll find them readily in different places. But it really depends on what you're looking for, what the machine is. That question is usually asked in the way where they say, I've just picked up an ATC, whatever, and I'm looking for parts. So, great. What parts? What are you looking for? So we'll do some hypothetical situations. I want to teach you where to look, depending on what it is you're looking for, what resources are out there, how to compare things to other models, and find out what options you have. So I'll try not to make this long, but sometimes I get long-winded. So get some popcorn, buckle up, and here we go. Okay, so the question has been asked. Where can I find parts for my ATC, whatever it is? And like I said, it depends. If you're looking for OEM fenders for your Big Red, for your 350X, for your 250R, for your 110, you're not going to find them available through Honda anymore. And where do you buy Honda parts? You can buy Honda parts from your local dealership. You can buy Honda parts online. I'm going to tell you where I buy my Honda parts and where I research my Honda parts. We'll cover that. But when it comes to the special parts like gas tanks, seats, OEM tires, that sort of stuff's long gone, especially on an ATC. The last ATCs were made in 1988, so 35 years ago. A lot of that inventory has been dried up unless it was used in other machines, in which case Honda still has those parts available. So if you need a new seat for your 86 125M, you're not going to find it. If you need bolts and nuts and bolts and some brackets and some gaskets for that machine, you can probably still find it. But let's take, for instance, the 84 200E Big Red that I'm working on. I know that wasn't sold in the US, so if I go to try to find anything for that in the US on Partzilla or Babbitt's or Rocky Mountain ATV, you're not going to find it. We're going to break this into a couple different categories. So my follow-up question is always, what parts are you looking for? If it is something super sexy, like, I need new fenders for my 85 Big Red, you're not going to find them new. At least not from an official Honda seller, your local dealership, a website that sells Honda parts. That is something that you're gonna have to look for on eBay, which tends to be a little bit more price-wise than if you find a private sale through somebody on Facebook or Facebook Marketplace or in a group. So if I'm looking for Big Red related parts, just to pick something to go with. There's a couple different Facebook groups that are specific to Big Red. I would join those groups, become a member. Maybe you're already a member. Ask around. The thing is, nowadays, scammers are very prevalent. They're out there, and if you post a, I'm looking for this ad, these guys jump right in and they say they've got something. So be very cautious. My disclaimer with that is only use PayPal and only pay through goods and services unless it's somebody you know and you trust. So if you pay goods and services, there are protections for you as the buyer if that person doesn't come through with what you've purchased. But items like, I need a new gas tank for my 185S. I need a new seat for my 250R. I want an OEM front tire to go on my Big Red. You're not going to find those parts new. You are kind of relegated to eBay, Facebook. Maybe find something on Craigslist. Maybe find something out and about. But that's not something that's easily searched or looked for. But let's say, for instance, I'm working on this 84 200E from Finland. And I know they didn't sell it in the US, so I go to Partzilla. Let's do this. So I'm going to start this recording right now on my son's computer. He's boosted up the cursor size for me at my wife's recommendation, so you can see what I'm looking at. And I've got a couple websites typed in here. I got Partzilla. I've got Babbitt's, also known as the Honda Parts House, which is up in Michigan. I don't know where Partzilla headquarters is. I got Rocky Mountain ATV, and another website that I'm not going to mention yet. But let's say I've just been painting the exhaust for my 84 200E, and I want to buy new bolts, new screws for the heat shield on the header pipe, which I did, and they are on their way here. So what I would do is I would click Honda right here, and I want to see the schematics. I want to see what's available. So here's all the years. So here's where you're gonna, this is a lesson in how to research your machine. So just to show you, 1984, you scroll here, you're looking for a 200E. They got the 200ES, shaft drive, high-low, reverse. This will tell you what models were available in any particular year. But you say, oh, there's no 200E here. Preston must be crazy, they didn't sell one. Well, let's go to 1983, because I know they sold them in 83. 200E Big Red. And here's, they've got everything broken down into categories. So if I'm looking for those screws on the muffler right here, let's see. Now here's the schematic for it. We can zoom in. There's the heat shield, and I can see there's 2 screws, number 8, and 2 washers for each screw, number 2. So these are little protection gasket protectors. And those little buggers are $4.44, and it takes 4 of them in there, and they're just little insulators, so your thing doesn't rattle. And the screws are 8, right there, 92 cents for a screw. Look at all the stuff that's not available. Obviously the head pipe, number 4, isn't available. The muffler, what number is that? Number 3, not available. But you can get the copper crush ring here, number 1. You can get that. I got this gasket, number 7 is still available. That goes in between the header and the muffler. So that makes, everything a tight system. But let's say I don't want to buy just now. I want to compare prices a little bit. So we can go to Honda Parts House, ATV parts. It's basically the same type of information. 1983 200E. And this is going to take us to the schematics. This is all the stuff that would have been on a microfiche back in the 80s or 90s before the internet. So 8 and 2, same numbers. $455 versus $444. So Babbitt's is not giving you any discount. Partzilla gives you a little discount. Rocky Mountain OEM parts. Honda. I like navigating Partzilla better than the other websites. But I'll tell you this, I buy pretty much all my parts through Rocky Mountain. And here's the reason why. Because when you go to muffler and you look at number 2, that insulator, $387. It's almost always cheaper through Rocky Mountain. And what we're talking about, $387 versus $444. Well, there's 4 of them I need. And what's the screw, number 8? That wasn't very expensive to begin with. 81 cents. 92 cents from Partzilla. Wow, $2.95. $2.95 from Babbitt's. So, Rocky Mountain usually gets my business. I'm not endorsed by Rocky Mountain. They're not paying me to do this. They do put up a bunch of great videos. They do a lot of cool things. And something else they do that I take advantage of, usually it says it right up here, free shipping on orders over $75. So what I do is I save up my list of things I need, and when I get over $75, I process my order. And it gets shipped out, and shipping's pretty fast. So let's say the muffler's not available. I need a muffler, and these things do get rotted out. The one on my donor machine was actually a very nice muffler, but when I sandblasted it, I did see a couple little pinholes at the end. I'm not going to do anything to try to repair that just yet, but I just cleaned it up. But let's say I want to try to find one on eBay. So number 3, what is that part number? And let's go to Babbitt's, not Babbitt's, let's go to Partzilla, because it's a little bit easier to do this here. So number 3, we are on Partzilla. This tells me the part number, 18310958683. Or I could search for 1983 Big Red Muffler, 1983 ATC 200E Muffler. But here's the thing, see this area right here, related fitment? These are all the other machines that shared that muffler. 1982 Big Red. For some reason, 1984 Big Red isn't there. You would think it'd be the same, but it's not. I'm actually a little surprised at that. Now I need an 84 200E. I don't, but let's say I did. Hypothetically, I would have to assume that an 84 would also have the same muffler. Let's go to this website I haven't told you about. CMSNL is the website. This is a Netherlands-based website. So this shows all the schematics from abroad. So we can go into the Honda category, the ATV category, accept all the cookies. I do that, I never get cookies. I don't know what's going on. So here's what's interesting about this. So let's look at the Honda 250 category. ATC 250R, 85 Canada, 86 Canada, 87 250R Canada. What? Did the 87 250R really exist? No. I think these schematics exist, but we're still yet to see one out in circulation. But you can find the schematics for it here. I'm in the weeds here. What else? What other models that we've never heard of are on here? Big Red, 85, 86, 86, 86, 87. In Canada, 87, Canada. Australia, England, 87 European direct sales. What are the differences between these? I've never studied that out, so I don't know. But 88 Canada, 88 Australia, 88 England, 88 European direct sales. Could be, you know, the Australia decals would say super red. Australia had a horn, you know, so these other ones wouldn't have that. So that's an example of a couple models that wouldn't show on Partzilla or Babbitt's or the other websites we were looking at. But let's go to 200. This is where I confirmed, once I'd seen a picture of one and kind of suspected that an 84 200E existed, this is where I confirmed that it existed, right here. 84 200E. Here are the schematics. So muffler. If we click number 3, and sometimes you find some stuff that's not available on Partzilla, Babbitt's, or Rocky Mountain. Sometimes you find it here. So I shouldn't be telling you any of that, but sometimes you do. Where used. Fits models right here. Is that? Okay, I clicked the wrong thing. Fits models. 83 200E, 83 200E Big Red USA, 84 200E, 82 200E. So all the 200E mufflers are the same. What does CMSNL sell those little bolts for? 2 and 8. €4.50. Last time I checked, euro was about the same as the dollar. Number 8. Oh, that's the gasket. Oh. 9. They're number 9 on this. $1. €1. So cheaper than Babbitt's. How about that? But shipping from the Netherlands is a little bit more expensive. So that's how you can find something that's still available, where you can go, you know, some way to shop prices. Know that Rocky Mountain gives you free shipping on orders of over $75. Cross-referencing parts, so now we know, you know, Babbitt's left off, or not Babbitt's, Partzilla left us hanging, kind of making us think that the 83 and 84, 83 and 82, 200E were the only ones that shared that muffler, but CMSNL confirmed that the 84 is the same. Let's do this exercise with something else. So ATV. Here's an example of something. I just bought a 2014 TRX 450ER. So in Partzilla, we're looking that up. Well, there's 2 of them here. There's the 3AC and then the AC. I think AC might mean America, Canada, if I'm guessing, which I am. You know, where those models were available. The 3, I'm not sure, but that's the white one. That's what I figured out. So, like, I had a little bitty melt mark on my rear fenders that I wanted to see if the rear fenders were still available. So sometimes I probably zoomed in too soon. Which number corresponds to the rear fender? 5. Fender, rear, Ross white, in stock, $389. I could go down to my Honda dealership. They've already told me that they would price match whatever I find online, so I could price match $389. That's our cat trying to come in. Must think I'm talking to Vinny Staffa. No. He could see Vinny wasn't here. 3AC. Where am I? 450ER 3AC. Number 5. $389.13. That's the same price. $389.13. Rocky Mountain. Show me what you got. 2014 450 ER3AC rear fender. Still number 5. 349.09. 349 versus 389. That's $40. But I think that's got a size thing, because I did add the cart on that. I don't think you'll get free shipping on it. But I happened to find a friend, my friend Mike, who happened to have a set of the complete plastics, never been put on a machine, with the decals on them. And I've worked out a deal with him that's coming up on a future episode. And he had, which I was surprised that they were this much. Look at the rear wheels. The tire is number 3. $201 per tire, because mine didn't have the original tires. $201. Rocky Mountain's got $209. So here's an example. Rocky Mountain is not the cheapest. $209 versus $201. It says retails $216. So my buddy had the tires too, so got to go down to see him at some point in the near future. But let's say, hypothetically, I wanted to, a lot of these, the thought process could be a lot of these machines got raced. Guys took off those stock Dunlop. I think they were Dunlop, right? Dunlops. They took off those stock Dunlops and the rims. And they put bead locks on with hole shots, and they raced these machines. So maybe in somebody's garage, they have a complete set of tires still on the rims, never been used. Maybe I want to try to find them on Facebook Marketplace. What other machines did those appear on? And this is the same little exercise we did before. Oh, yeah, Rocky Mountain doesn't take me there. So we are in Partzilla. So 450 ER, 450R. So most of the years, because I think they started before what we're seeing here. So most of the years of 450R and ER shared those tires. So I can go on to Marketplace and search for those tires using 450R, 450ER. I can go on eBay and look for something. Here's something that I was just looking for today. ATV. The 83-200E and the 84-200E are a little bit different in this regard. So let me go back on this. 84-200E wiring harness. If you've got a perfect one of these, please let me know. Where did the... Oh, that's weird. Okay, so on the wiring harness, back by the battery, you've got a couple fuses. There's one for, it's not the one for the solenoid, it's maybe the main fuse. What's the number on this thing? 39? But it's got these little rubber grommets, these little rubber insulators right there. Fuse receptacle. These rubber ends that hold the little black tube with the fuse in it, they always break down. I don't know what kind of rubber they use for them, but they didn't hold up. If you've got a perfect one, I haven't checked my machines to see if I have a perfect one. Me and somebody else, we'll keep it secret for right now, might try to recreate those. But I can take this product number. Oops. Oh my gosh. I clicked the wrong button. I'm not used to my son's mouse here. Copy. You can copy that right into eBay. search for that. Huh, look at that. How did I not see that before? I guess I did see that before. $10 or best offer. Not a bad deal if it would just open. See, that's how they look. That thing's all broken down. Half of one's there, half's not. But that's a way you can, I wouldn't know what to call that even. The rubber thing on the fuse for a big red 200E. But that's a way you can look up a part number so you can put it into eBay and have a look. Other than that, you know, it again, to kind of recap, it depends what you're looking for. If your parts are available, you can search to see what's available, what's not. You can do that easy enough on Partzilla. It's probably the easier site to navigate. Compare your prices to Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain gives you free shipping. If it's not available, you can check eBay. You can put a post on a Facebook group. Be cautious around scammers. Anybody that insists they need to use Venmo or Cash App or, you know, friends and family, it's safer to say no, unless you can maybe ask, you know, mutual friends or somebody that they know or you trust or consider reliable in the group. You can ask if you've ever heard of them, because a lot of times if a scammer starts making the rounds, people will know. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Please continue to like and comment on my videos. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We will be finishing up the 84 200E this weekend. I'm very excited about the progress I've made on it this week, and you'll be seeing that most likely Sunday night. And I think that's it for now. Be sure to share this with all your friends. If you message me now, from now on, ask me where to find parts, I can just send you the link to this video, and that will tell you pretty much all you need to know. If you have specific questions you want me to answer that I haven't answered here, please leave them in the comments, and we'll follow up with them at another time. And if you have suggestions for other videos, I'm kind of enjoying this format, teaching what I've been able to pick up over the years. I guess I'll say that. I'll leave that there. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.